Is all red esports, ladies and gentlemen. Will the Fatal Links be the final nail in the coffin for Team Lunatics, or will the brand new upstarts show us an upset here against a veteran MPL team?
Welcome back to the Land of Dawn for game number 3. Shucks. That's some awkward timing. That's an awkward time for a game pause here. Well, this gives us a little bit of time because I feel like the name of the game for Team Lunatics is how much value are you going to get from the Cult Altar. The temporary HP, or how I like to call it, temp HP, it's not bad, but if you get hit by that by the perfect match into the Fatal Links, is that going to be enough to really change the tides?
Typically, yes, it would be enough simply because when that temporary HP is destroyed from the Cult Altar, it takes a moment before you're actually able to DPS them again. But in this case, if too many of them get caught in the Fatal Links, it sets up perfectly for a Nibiru's Passion, which is going to do a lot of damage, and they want to avoid that at all costs. So it does kind of put a wrench in the plans of Team Lunatics. They can't exactly front to back it. They can't just jump in willy-nilly without concern for themselves. They have to make sure they catch out the DPSs before they are threatened by the Fatal Link.
Oh, but that's the thing. I feel like if you call Altar and you get hit by the full combo of Fatal Links, I don't think that's enough to take away the temp HP. So that brings up the next question. Somebody else is going to have to chunk out the temp HP so that Nibiru's Passion is going to get maximum value. Because you don't want to Nibiru's Passion, the person goes down, becomes invulnerable for a second, comes back to life, and Nibiru Passion is done.
Well, if you set up for a good 4-man knockout strike, that's pretty good as well.
That's money. That is money. All right, let's see how this game goes, because immediately you are seeing Yamichi looking to punish this early. Miles getting very early trades. He's not even in lane, and Yamichi probably going to be forced to recall very soon. As Goldilocks and Ren QT, they are not backing down from this street brawl. Ash, however, cannot afford to die.
I do like the slight sort of change from Red Esports there, rotating Mal over to dual damage to the Kufra, but Yamichi already forcing Zayed to use his retribution on a regular jungle camp. Not gonna have that up for the purple buff, which means Goldilocks can threaten it and just chase the Paquito away.
Yes, this is what we want to see. Zayed uses retribution so early, and now they're looking for this punish. Emal is going to get it. Ash, and as well as Hakimi are looking to try and take out Yamichi, who turns a different direction, but Goldilocks finds first blood, goes for a second. Emal unable to finish it off, but now Mural is all by himself. They were able to get the trade back on Yamichi, but losing out on Ren QT, on the EXP lane is going to put Goldilocks in an amazingly good position.
Yeah, that's a massive trade for Team Lunatics. Ordinarily, trading the EXP lane for the tank isn't actually that big of a difference, but when you are in a situation where you have to go even against something like a Khalid, a little bit of EXP difference is going to make a lot of difference for Ren QT. Luckily, the lane did kind of build up there, so he still has both of the EXP cannon minions.
Yeah, that's a little sad, I'm not going to lie, but as you were mentioning earlier, the slight EXP leads, most people are going to think, oh yeah, but then there's not going to be much of a difference in the stats. However, it does make a difference in terms of who gets the next level first. Now, Yamichi is going to get attacked here as the retaliation from Red Esports is successful, giving Zayed the kill he needs to get back into this game. Yamichi pays the price as Red Esports will dive the top side, mid actually flickering away, and it's going to be a perfect combo. Torn apart memories with the help of the Ghostbuster from Fire Mist to secure the kill on Mural.
That was beautifully timed by Mint, flickering behind Zayed the moment he used Jab. That is a timing you usually will not be able to catch out on. They secured a kill onto Mural, and not only that, because most of Red Esports was up in the top lane, Amal got the turtle for free.
Yep. Now, Team Lunatics looking to punish one more time here, and I think Mural has been given the signal. He is waiting patiently, knowing that Team Lunatics are looking to make something happen on top side. However, TL, I think they're very aware and understand the behaviors now. They can kind of read this.
And Ash, I think he's aware of where they might be in the bush as well. Mural now jumping in, but the perfect match is gone. Yamichi still has to be careful about engaging, though. Fatal Links is still available. They're trying to use the Lancelot as bait to force the Beatrix and Atlas to come closer, but they are giving up a lot of priority in the bottom side as well.
Exactly. This is taking way too long, and Red Esports knows for a fact of how many people are up top side if your EXP laner rotates to mid. So this is, again, it's all about patience, but Team LUNATIX looking for the engagement. Mural with a perfect match, looking for an opportunity. He still has that Fatal Links, though. He could look to turn this around. He finds two. Temp HP comes up with the Cult Altar, played perfectly coming in from Rain as he tries to back away. Zayed is going to put a lot of trouble as they already lost Lancelot. Now Mint on the run, tries to get away, but Zayed refuses to let him run any further. That is going to be the turnaround for Red Esports.
A disaster for Team LUNATIX means a great boon for Red. They took that fight perfectly. This is what we talked about. The way you engage and initiate these fights determines everything in this sort of lineup, and that means a lot of farm going over to Maul on this Beatrix.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, Goldilocks is going to be stealing away camps, and he is going to use his Raging Sandstorm to get on out of there. He is not letting this get to him for now. He's playing very individualistically, but that's what you want to do as Khalid. You will look for any advantage to get ahead, to give yourself that bit of edge for the upcoming fight. But RenQT makes the play onto Yamichi, getting a great kick. Yamichi forced the flicker out, losing out on an important battle spell.
I like this increased tempo from Red Esports. They are threatening Team LUNATIX on every front because they know that they now have the gold advantage, no matter how slight it may be. And if they can continue this sort of pressure, it's going to be very difficult for Team LUNATIX to make up for that difference in momentum.
But TL are already on the turtle. Red Esports could look to contest here. Unfortunately, doesn't fall into the hands of Zayed, who ends up dying. The call also to protect the rest of the team. They back off, and Red Esports, unfortunately, bite on the bait.
But in the top lane, there's an engagement onto Mint. He's nearly taking out Miral, but it's not quite enough. I saw from what happened on the mini-map, he did try to flicker out of the Fatal Links, but you don't flicker out of Fatal Links. And now LUNATIX trying to make an attempt on bottom side. We can see a Raging Sandstorm landing on top of Ash, forcing out the Black Shoes, but now Goldilocks is taking a lot of damage from the Lilia, forced to use the Quicksand Guard. Amal now jumping in. He knows that Ash doesn't have his revive, but Zayed is right there. The 1-2 combo executes the Lancelot. A nice Tyrant's Rage from Yamichi, but it's not enough. It's going to be right after Goldilocks falls to Red, and now here comes Miral tanking the tower. Triple kill going to Zayed.
That's what you want to see from Red Esports. Now they are changing the game plan. They're not dedicating all their resources to the gold lane. They are allowing Zayed to play his game.
This is pretty bad for Team LUNATIX now. 6 minutes in, a 2.5k lead for Red Esports, and we already mentioned that LUNATIX with their lineup needs to secure that early game lead. They don't scale nearly as well as Red. And that means that something needs to happen pretty soon, or Red are going to walk away with this game.
Ghostbusters is going to be pulling back here with the Shadow Stampede, but Zayed, he's trying to get away. Unfortunately, it's going to be Miral pulling back into Nibiru's passion. Goldilocks, unfortunately, Sandstorm Guard is only, Quicksand Guard is only going to hold for so long as Maul picks up a triple. Red Esports changing up the play style, going back and forth.
That's the combo we were talking about. Fatal Links into Nibiru's passion, not even giving them a chance to pop that Cult Altar. Red Esports has instantly turned their lead into full map control. Nearly 4k net worth lead for Red. Turtle coming up. LUNATIX in no position to contest.
This is what I've wanted to see from Red Esports for a long time. They cannot just keep playing for Maul. They need to be able to utilize their time better, and this is the results of it. They're looking for good fights, but now RenQT able to dodge the initial engagement with his Shunpo, and now looking for an opportunity to get on top of Mint. He's zoning him up, but here comes Miro with the Fatal Links. Cult Altar already popped into the combo. Cult Altar valuably used, but third hit of G Kundo is gonna stop any kind of retreat. Zayed pushing the mid lane as RenQT kicks Mint. He's trapped. He gets pulled back. It's too late for him, but the rest of Red now in some trouble as Goldilocks is able to get some good damage when Miro gets away. Here comes Emal. He wants to get a kill, but unfortunately it's too late. Dodges the last shot coming in from Mal.
My goodness, that was tense from both these teams. A nice engagement with the Fatal Links, but this is the power of the Cult Altar. Because the Nibiru's passion was used to take out the temporary HP, it wasn't enough to kill them. And that last kick from RenQT, that was just an unfortunate mechanical misplay. You could see that he tried to flicker to kick him in the other direction, but it didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, I mean, he tried, but let's not forget that Mint, he's got some fast fingers too. Mint was able to kind of flicker into his own position, and that kind of made the angle really, really awkward. Ren QT should have been careful, and I think he was spamming the Way of the Dragon pretty hard there. Let's have a look at the items, though.
We can see that right now, Red Esports in a pretty comfortable spot. Maul already having his DoD and Malefic Roar 6-0 on the Beatrix. So he is pretty farmed in comparison. You can see that Mint only having just picked up his DoD, being forced to build slightly more defensive items to ensure he can survive.
All right. I would say right now Red Esports isn't in a position where everybody has hit their power spike just yet. And I think even for Team LUNATIX, they understand that yeah, we're going to have to give away a couple of these turrets. There's no real point in contesting them until we get them where we want them, which is going to be this upcoming Lord fight. But now, Red Esports looking to make the play here. Mural unfortunately doesn't find anybody. Yamichi finds it though. However, he gets pulled back by the Fiddlings. The temp HP from the Cult Altar. It's going to be enough as the Raging Sandstorm cancels on Nibiru's passion, and they turn this around. Emo dashing with the Thorn Rose already finds two, but they need to get one more to even up the odds. They don't find it yet.
That was crazy right there. I don't even know how to describe what happened, but you could see that there was an attempt on to Maul there, and the Tyrant's Rays actually nearly caught out the Beatrix, but the Fatal Links from Miral was perfectly timed to disrupt the Kufra, keeping not only the Beatrix alive, but the Nibiru's Passion up to instantly clear up the temporary HP on all 5 members of Team LUNATIX. It does look like we're going to be getting an instant replay of that as well.
Yeah, let's see one more time, because again, when we saw it happen, it was just too late. And even when the second cast after the initial, Lemichi still has his ult. He was not able to get his ult off. That would have been a huge game changer for Team LUNATIX. But now it's all up to Red to take control over this Lord Pit.
That trade, however, did reduce their net worth lead to only 1.5k, so they're still able to make engagement. You can see they're now going on top of Mint. Fatal Links finds the Brody, but Yamichi is stopping Zayed from engaging, meaning that Atlas is out of position. Cold Altar is out. Miral is down. Tyrant's Range onto Zayed means that his is going to go down. Shut down onto Ash. Double kill. Going over to Mint. They're jumping in on Rank Cutie. Way of the Dragon. Will it keep him alive?
Ooh.
No! He dies to the passive damage. Double kill. Picked up by Amal.
Nicely done. Emal, he did use his retribution to finish off Ren QT, who had barely any HP left. A very good play coming in from Team LUNATIX, and an unfortunate mishap for Red Esports. This Lord falls into the hands of TL.
That's a bit uncharacteristic of Red Esports there. Just a mistake. Mural wanted to catch out Mint, but Yamichi, knowing he can't stop the Fatal Link, stops the follow-up damage instead. And once they know that a bunch of cooldowns have been used, instantly re-engage with the Cult Altar. No setup for the Nibiru's Passion this time. The net worth lead is now in LUNATIX's favor.
Yep, fleeting time already purchased here by Rain. The kick comes onto Yamichi, who flickers on out of there. A good initial punish, but I don't know, it doesn't feel too worth it to me. They're going to still lose this Tier 2. Red Esports unfortunately don't want to risk it for the biscuit, as the Lord Empowered minions are slowly creeping in.
What a turnaround this has suddenly been, but we can't stop holding our breath just yet. Red Esports still can come back from this 2k lead for LUNATIX. They now want to take this next tower. They will take the Tier 2 mid. Lord should guarantee the Tier 2 top as well. Will LUNATIX be able to pick up inhibitors?
Well, let's find out. They did it the last time. Maybe they can do it again. They use the concealed. They're trying to go. Penetration is already out. They find the initial hit, but the Cult Altar is going to go for the protection. Unfortunately, it's going to be Mal who is able to get the kills. Flickers away, saves his life. Unfortunately for Emal, doesn't find the execution, but this does mean that they get 2 inhibitors for a trade. Do they want to go in some more? Emal, he's playing it very carefully. He has nothing to dash to just yet. And Red Esports, the punishment has been laid upon them.
LUNATIX might actually want to go for one more here. They're shoving out another wave, but okay, that's smart. They don't want to go for that again, but that was a beautiful engagement. Yamichi jumping in, finding a 2-man Tyrant's Rage. Unfortunately, the tower is not fat enough, so they didn't get stunned, but the shift in position was enough to catch Red Esports out of guard.
Yep, it's taking the opportunities. The mini stuns just stopping them in their tracks. I mean, that's why Grok's knockup with the wild charge is so good, even though you don't necessarily get the mega stun when you collide with a wall. But looking at the items so far, you can definitely tell the differences here as Team LUNATIX now on their fourth item compared to Red Esports, who are still stuck on their third. They have enough components. Some of them have their fourth item, but not everybody.
We can see that Maul and Ash are still at the top of the damage dealt rankings as well, but Goldie Luck is actually the one doing the most DPS on Team LUNATIX. Again, the Khalid on this player needs to be respected, and that is 36,000 tower damage with the first Lord push of the game. That's gotta be a new record.
Yeah, with a 4K goal earned in that time, nicely done by Team LUNATIX here. Red Esports is getting close to their next item power spike with 13 seconds left on the clock before the next Luminous Lord is going to spawn.
This is going to be an important one here. If LUNATIX claims this Lord, they can probably end the game right there, so Red cannot give this over to them. We can see it from their positioning. They're making an attempt over from the river side, not aware. Yamichi is behind them. He fights Maul. He fights two with Siren's Rays. Cult Altar going to be popped. The kill on the Maul instantly. Miro follows very quickly. The stun from Renkyuchi will be able to keep alive with the flicker, but not enough. Mega kill going to Amal.
Huge play coming in from Yamichi. A well-timed flank, and Red Esports didn't check their homework. Ash uses the Black Shoes, falls back into TL, and they get sucked in by the Shadow Stampede. TL looking to end this game as they take out Zion. It's a 2-1 victory. GG, well played.
The comeback from the newbies have shown the veterans exactly what they've got to bring. The MPL Season 10. That was a game for the ages. That was the game they were looking for.
That shows you the value of the Cult Altar. Doesn't matter if you got